Welcome, guys. Welcome. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Welcome, guys. Welcome. We did get a nice bounce, which we really needed last week. Started the week off with some selling, but recovered nicely with a nice bounce for the week. So, equity markets are holding up firm. All right. On Friday, we did get a down day on the Dow. All right. So, down day on the Dow on Friday. Dow was down 285 points down for the day Friday. Nasdaq was up 67. S&P was slightly up. Russell was down. VIX has settled at 16. All right, so not bad. All right, not bad for the equity market. So S&P looking good, still holding its buy signal on the S&P. Dow, these are on the daily time frames, okay? Dow on the daily time frame holding its buy signal, approaching perhaps new highs, okay? So Nasdaq, all right, buyers, and we'll go through the big picture, okay? But Nasdaq holding its buy signal, all right, looking to break resistance here, all-time highs on the Nasdaq, okay? IWM buy signal holding firm. So equities looks really, really good. Top sector, guys, is still basic materials, okay? And healthcare is right behind, all right? In the futures market, we're seeing some selling in the dollar, all right? So we got a red candle here in the dollar. We're moving lower. We have support on the dollar somewhere down here, all right about here. Currently the dollar is down, okay? And in the futures market, Dow E-mini is currently down 137. Nasdaq is down a lot. Nasdaq is down in the futures market 165. Russell is down 14. S&P is down 28. All right. So hopefully that will change when the market opens tomorrow morning. Okay. As far as our sectors, tech is still consolidating, which doesn't help the Max 7. So you guys can see here, right? We get some consolidation right here in the XLK. That's technology. We need to break through resistance here to get a buy signal. So not much going on with tech. Healthcare holding firm, right? The XLV right here, kind of holding firm for now. Right, we can see that there. Buy signal here, all the way down here, holding firm. Biotech, which is part of healthcare, buy signal. All right, so buy signal here, and it's broken resistance. Holding firm right now. Purpose support and resistance, so keep an eye on that. Financials, selling in financials, so be careful with financials. Right, no trades there. Consumer discretionary holding and basic materials, guys. Okay, so basic materials, right? That's gonna be your best sector, your number one sector right now. That's gold, silver, metals. Okay, so that's your number one sector. So our stock boss traders, our bull master traders, when you go through your heat seeker, right? When you go through your heat seeker, pay attention to basic material stocks, okay? So gold, silver, metals. That's going to be your best sector right now. Communication services, nothing there. Energy, energy looks like it's moving up here. Utilities, and let's see here, international emerging markets. Got a nice update on Friday right here, guys. Nice update. Really good for emerging markets. All right. Forex. What can I say about the yen pairs, guys? We were doing really well with the yen pairs and just totally turned around on Friday. All right, so we've got to wait for new opportunities in the yen pairs. Long term, big picture, nothing has changed. Okay, but we did have some selling on Friday. Okay, so we'll see we'll see later in the week what the yen pairs decide to do. Dollar pairs, okay, dollar pairs are breaking big support levels. All right, so dollar Swiss, right, broke a big support level here. All right, pound pairs are trying to make a move higher. All right, Aussie pairs are still moving higher. Kiwi pairs are still moving higher. But big surprise from the yen pairs. Okay, usually you guys know this: Aussie, Kiwi, and yen pairs tend to go together. But that trade did not work out. So hopefully, don't give up on the yen pairs, though. Don't give up on the yen pairs. Currently in the Forex market, we have a good amount of volatility. Look at this, guys. All right, so on the daily time frame, tons of volatility here. All right, so all this yellow here, that's good volatility. Only a few pairs are consolidating right here. On the daily, look at the 240, guys. All right, good volatility, good movement on the 240-minute time frame here. All right. Now that's in either direction, long or short. Okay. Long or short. 60-minute time frame, lots of good volatility here. I would say what's that? 95% volatility on the 60 and on the 240, about 85% volatility on the daily time frame. All right. We are not sending any alerts out on the dollar pair short. Okay. If you guys want to trade the short side, that's fine. Okay, be careful shorting. Okay, be careful shorting. We still focus on the yen, Aussie, and Kiwi. Okay, but certainly you guys can short if you want to. You can short the dollar pairs. We'll see on the 240 if it's got to be almost perfect. Okay, so. Let me just make a note. Dollar short. We'll see what we can find on the 240. Dollar short. All right, in Monster Scalper. Okay. Good buy-in. Still in the Aussie. So Aussie pairs here. So Aussie, Kiwi pairs, a good amount of buy-in. Yen pairs, sellers are coming in on the 60-minute time frame in the yen pairs. 240 in the yen, neutral, right? So very neutral here, kind of mix. And on the daily time frame, a mix as well. A good amount of selling is coming in the dollar pairs on the 60-minute and on the 240. And even on the daily, all right, sellers are coming in the dollar pairs. Euro pairs are mix, okay? So no major change there. And then the pound pairs are mix, okay? Top trending pairs in Forex right now. All right, EURSEK. All right, top trending pairs to the downside. Okay, so sell short in those. USD MXN. All right, another short trade here on the daily time frame here. So these dollar pairs are moving lower. Top, so second, third, and fourth pair positions, all dollar. So USD MXN, USD SEK, all right, and then USD CNH, all right, good shorts here, all right. If you're going to short these, be careful. The inverse, which is what we like right now, the inverse, okay, so Aussie dollar, so that's the inverse of the dollar short trade, all right. You could trade these long. All right, Aussie dollar on the daily time frame, buy signal here, good price action here. All right, ZAR yen is holding firm. All right, Euro Aussie, that's coming down. Aussie yen, again, pull back last week, but holding. All right, dollar ZAR, all right, so dollar ZAR, breaking to the downside. Pound yen, big pullback in pound yen. Again, we'll hopefully get some more buying this week on the smaller time frames on the 240. New Zealand yen, again, big pullback in the yen pairs, closed on the 40, but overall holding its big momentum. Okay. As far as alerts in Monster Scalper, let's take a look here. All right, so Aussie pairs, guys. Aussie dollar looks good. Aussie dollar looks good here. Aussie CAD, good trade, right? So Aussie dollar, good trade on the 240. All right. Aussie CAD, good trade on the 240. New Zealand dollar, good trade here on the 240. New Zealand CAD holding a good trade. And we had sellers came in, all right, come in on the yen pair. So ZAR yen, dollar yen, which is too bad, right? Good trade was going here, but totally came in and reversed that trade. SGD JPY, New Zealand yen, you guys can see here, totally collapsed. So have to just wait for the next round of buying there. Okay. And then dollar pairs, you guys can see this, all these red here. All right. So USD SEK, USD SGD. All right. Now these are decent shorts. Okay. Going right now on the 240. Okay. USD PLN, USD NOK, USD MXN. That's your Mexican peso there. All right. So good shorts in the dollar pairs. Euro pairs, a mix. Okay, so you've got some longs, some shorts all over the place there. And the pound pairs as well. Monthly time frame on the VIX, guys. VIX is good. So we still have low volatility in equities. That's good for the equity market. 16, right? 16 is not bad for volatility. As far as the MAG 7s, a mixed day on the MAG 7s. All right, we still have, unless things change on Friday, only one MAG 7 with a buy signal. That is Google. All right, all the rest have sell signals. So Tesla is still holding a sell signal. Okay, guys, on the daily time frame, so that there's nothing there. All right, so nothing to do with Tesla, but wait on the daily time frame. All right, and it is consolidating right now. So Tesla, nothing to do there. NVIDIA is consolidating at 187. No buy signal, so we wait. Microsoft, it's in the markdown phase, so sellers are definitely in control there. Nothing there, we wait. Meta gave a green candle on Friday, but we do not have a buy signal, okay? So if you guys look here, right, we're in the markdown phase. We found support around 584. Green candle came in. Now, if we can get above 675, we could get a buy signal, okay? But at least it's finding support. That's on Meta, but no buy signal. Google is the only one with a buy signal, so Google looks good, and it's still holding its buy signal here. So good trading here. Bought here, sold here, bought here, and it's still holding its buy signal. Purple support and resistance up here, guys. So you could get a sell signal. It is overbought there, okay? And so very surprised that it's hanging on while the others are giving sell signals. Amazon has a sell signal. Apple, sell signal, and it's clearly in the markdown phase. And let's see here. And hasn't found support yet. So that is a concern there for Apple. All right, so here is Apple here. And a good trade here. Bought here, sold here on a break of support. Distribution, now it's in the markdown phase. Okay, guys, so here is your markup phase. Right here, markup phase. And now it's in the markdown phase. Sellers are in control, so we need to be out. And this is on the daily time frame. Any time frame you trade it would not be bullish. Okay. Support, we might find support at, let's see here. Near-term support might be around 230, 225. It is trading currently at 248. All right, and then further support all the way down here around, let's call it 200. Okay. All right, but no buying on that time frame. Clearly, sellers are in control there. Okay, and that's Apple. The top, we've added these guys. These are your top 50 stocks in the entire market. Okay, so that's small caps, large caps. That's the entire market. We'll start doing these, and these have great technical. All right, great technical and also great fundamentals. Okay, the number one sector that they're buying is basic materials. Okay, and a little bit of healthcare, technology, but basic materials. Okay, in basic materials, the top one is AEM. All right, AU, and you guys can see the price action here. All right, good price action here. Look at the candles here. All right, so AEM, we'll just go through basic materials. Okay, so AEM, all right, these are your top stocks, guys, in the market right now. It's not tech, all right, so it's not the Mag 7s, not technology, basic materials, gold, silver, metals, right, mining. All right, AU, good price action here. Look at that, guys. All right, straight up. All right, UGO, look at that price action there, right? These are the top ones there. Most of these have gone, okay? BVN, all basic materials, okay? CDE, EGO, Eldorado Gold, EQX. This is a fairly good one. Our Bullmaster traders, you guys might want to take a look at this trade here. 1619, reaccumulation, looks good there. Goldfields, GFI, all right. They're all moving, guys. All right, HL, look at HL. Look at that price action here, HL. Harmony Gold, all right. All right, IAG, okay, look at that. Good price action here. This one went from August of last year from $8, all right, all the way now to $20 there. And Newmont, NEM, good trade here. All right. And the last one, WPM. All right. So, guys, across the board, all of these are just, they've been running up. Good price action. They're not consolidating like the Mag 7s. This is important. We have to make sure we get into the right sector, right rotation. So they've stopped buying, right? These institutions have stopped buying the Mag 7s. They've just come to a stop, and they're buying basic materials, gold and silver. So this is why we monitor these markets, these sectors. Okay, big picture. All right, so big picture on the Dow. Notice that we've removed the 240. Now that the daily time frames are set up nicely, we've removed the 240 for now, and we'll focus on the daily. All right, if sellers come in, we can certainly move that time frame back. But for right now, we'll focus on daily, weekly, and monthly, okay, on the indexes. So Dow, guys, Dow on the daily time frame, buy signal here, holding up nicely here, okay, holding up nicely. Dow on the weekly time frame, good price action here on the weekly. Dow on the monthly time frame, look at that monthly chart there, perfect monthly chart, higher highs, higher lows. Okay, no complaint there. S&P on the daily time frame. All right, now the S&P, guys, we got some buying. Remember, we had a bit of a pullback. Red candle here, some selling came in, recovered nicely on Thursday, right? Thursday, Friday, actually Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Green candles here, we are holding. We need to break through that this week, all right? That resistance there. That's on the daily. On the weekly time frame, we look good. Monthly time frame looks really good on the S&P here. Okay, really good price action on the S&P, straight up. NASDAQ, all right, again, holding here. We have support, near-term support here on the NASDAQ here, so we are consolidating. We still have a buy signal, green candle on Friday here. We need to break through though. All right, so this is why tech is struggling a bit, right? And it's been struggling since end of last year, guys. All right, we need to break through. We're holding a buy signal here. We just need to break through. Hopefully that will happen this week. Okay, so be careful. NASDAQ is the only real lagger there. It's lagging a bit. NASDAQ on the weekly looks good. So weekly still looks good. And monthly, can't complain, guys. Look at this. Look at the monthly chart here on the NASDAQ. All right, so just taking a breather right now. Our number one sector is the Russell, so your small cap stocks. Number one, guys, number one. And basic materials, right? You're going to find a lot of basic material stocks in your small cap system, Stock Boss and Heat Seeker. Okay, so Russell on the daily time frame looks good. On the weekly time frame looks good as well. Monthly time frame looks good as well. The QQQ, let's take a look. On the weekly, Qs on the weekly looks good. Let's draw it up. And we'll be watching the Qs for signs of a rotation here. Okay, so QQQ looks good. And we have resistance here. All right, this is on the weekly time frame. All right. Again, we use the weekly for the Qs as a trigger. If we get sellers to come in heavy, right, we can see a big correction. Okay. Yes, we do. We will cover just the majors as far as cryptocurrencies. Okay. We'll do that in a moment. All right. Okay, so holding firm this week. All right, this week we would like to see the Qs break through resistance here. Okay, on the weekly. The spiders, S&P, the spiders, SPY. Same thing here. All right, we do have purple support and resistance here, so we are overbought. So that might be a challenge here. I tell you, if and when this market gives sell signals, you're going to see some great shorts. The diamonds, the Dow, same thing here. Good markup phase. And no resistance above there. Okay. Bitcoin, guys, Bitcoin gave a sell signal. Okay. Bitcoin gave a sell signal. So Bitcoin is in a bit of trouble. All right. We had good support here. And just remember, right, we use Bitcoin as a barometer for the entire crypto market. So if Bitcoin is moving higher, most of your cryptocurrencies will move higher. If it's moving lower, they will move lower. Okay. So we had a buy signal here on Bitcoin on the daily time frame, similar to this buy signal here. That went up fairly nice. That buy signal was at 94,000. All right. And made it all the way up to about 24,000. All right, we had a sell signal. We did have a buy signal on the break of resistance here, and that failed almost immediately. So the buy was at 24,000. Sell signal was around 117, 118,000. And we were out of Bitcoin. Okay, it found support at about 85,000 here, 85 and 80,000 here. Broke resistance here at 94,000 with the buy signal, and then that failed at 91,000. Okay. Currently, we have a sell signal in Bitcoin. So you guys can see that here. Okay. So it failed to break resistance, failed to stay above resistance, and keep moving higher. Now we have a sell signal and it's breaking support here. So Bitcoin is at 86. Okay. The next target on Bitcoin is at 85,000 here. Right about here is 85. So you have a decent amount of support at 85 right here. And we are close to that, guys. You guys know Bitcoin will move really, really fast. Now we'll look at some of the other majors in our cryptos currency system. But this is important. Bitcoin is the leader. Okay, so, right. So if Bitcoin goes, everything else will go. Okay. We have further support. So if you guys look here, we're in the markdown phase. I know it's hard to see. Let's do this. We don't need all of this. Let's do it like this. Okay. So mark up, buyers. Buyers are in control. Mark down, sellers are in control now. Okay. All right. And then we have support here. We're going to bring that down a bit. All right. So 80,000. Looks like we'll go through that 85,000, okay, without a problem there. So next support, look here. Mark up, buyers, 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 green candles, red candles, sellers. We're making lower highs and lower lows. So we're going to assume that the price will move lower here. If buyers come in, we'll know that. We'll see that, right? So 80,000 is the next support. If it breaks through 80,000, the next support is 70,000. 70,000 is here. So if it breaks through that 80,000 here, we break through that 80,000 here, next support is 70,000 here. Okay, and remember that buy signal did not last. We have a sell signal. If it breaks through, if it gets in this area here between 80 and 70,000, next support would be, and don't think it can't happen, next support would be about 50,000, 50,000, right? And that's not real support. We're going to bring this all the way down here. I'm not saying that Bitcoin will fall to 30,000, okay? But that's the next area where we have real support. Okay, so support at 85, support at 70, support at 50, right about here is 50, okay? And then 30,000. So let's see what it does. Guys, look here. It fell from 125, 124, 125 to 112, 113, 108 was a big support, 100, okay, 95. So it keeps moving lower, all right? it keeps moving lower. So unless it proves, or until it proves, right, buyers are going to hold and move it up. We're going to assume that it will come lower. Okay. All right. Bitcoin on the weekly. All right. Right. Broke a big trend line here. Red candles. We can see that sellers are in control. Bitcoin on the monthly as well. Pound yen. I want to take a look at pound yen. Pound yen on the 240. It's holding a support here. Totally. I'm so disappointed in pound yen. All right. So we're still in the markup phase, but boy, it is consolidating here between support and resistance. All right. It's got to hold support here. All right, and keep moving higher. Pound yen on the daily, it is holding firm on the daily, and weekly looks good. Monthly looks good. There's just the 240, guys. We need buyers to really come back in here. You guys can see that here. All right. Swiss, let's take a look at the dollar Swiss. Dollar Swiss, a lot of selling. Dollar Swiss broke a big support, guys. All right. Those of you who caught this trade, all right, we didn't call it. So if you guys caught it, good job. I haven't heard from any of you, any of our experienced traders catching it, but I'm sure some of you guys did. All right, good job there. Okay, good breakthrough. We were really paying attention to the yen pairs, Aussie pairs, Kiwi pairs. Not a lot of attention to the dollar. All right, but it did break through. Good move there on the 240. All right, and it broke through on the daily time frame as well. Okay, and it broke through. So USD CHF, big break. All right, broke support here. This is why when these prices break support, we know sellers are in control. We can either get out of the way or short. All right. And monthly time frame, a big break on the monthly. That's concerning for the dollar, guys. That is a big concern. It hasn't broken through that support since 2012. So that is a major concern. So gold, silver is making new highs and the dollar is making new lows. Okay, so that's a concern. Again, it hasn't broken through that support, guys, since 2010, 2011, right about here. Right, it made it quick, broke it quickly, but it hasn't broken through. Right, all through 2014, 16, 18. Right, even last year, this year, right, is when it really broke through there. Okay, so we could see a big macro move. This might be just the beginning for gold and silver. And they've gone up quite a bit already. All right, so gold on the daily time frame, guys. Look at this. Gold is at 5,000. All right, so 5,046 on gold. Okay, so you guys can see that. All right, so 5,045, 46 on gold right now. Our buy signal was at 3,600, 5,000. This is on the daily time frame. So second trade there. Gold on the monthly, just amazing. All right, silver is at 92. All right, hold on. Let me change this. It's higher than that at SI. At SI. All right, so silver is at 106. All right, 106 on silver. Hold on. All right, and the monthly 106, big move on silver. Silver and gold. And again, with the break of the dollar, right? Moving lower. We could see it go higher, okay? We'll take a look at our metals. I've heard from a few of you with our monster metal systems. Good job trading those systems. It's gone too far on the bigger time frames, but you can bring in the smaller time frames, okay? Bonds, not much going on with bonds right now. Housing, not a lot there, okay? Let's go through our trading systems. Monster scalper shorts. So let's take a look at shorts on the 240. All right, so dollar ZAR has a short here. Sellers are on the daily, right? Sellers are on the 240, and a decent amount of trades, guys. Okay, so if you're not afraid of shorting, right, keep an eye on these shorts here. Okay, USD SGD on the 240 here. Good short going here. All right, USD SEK, a really good short. So dollar, guys, these dollar pairs are shorting nicely. All right. USD PLN on the 240, good short here. Now, too late to get in these, guys, on the 240. Okay. Good short here, USD NOK. They're really selling off. USD MXN. All right, USD HUF. Look at that violent short there. All right, USD DKK. So on the short side of the system, okay, you guys can certainly short, okay. USD DKK. USD CZK. All right, USD CNH. So we'll call this one USD CNH short on the 240. So we'll call this one great shorts. Not as crazy as the others, okay? So, all right, so short here, buy to cover. Good trading, guys. So short here, buy to cover. And this is on the 240. So short here, buy to cover. So short here, buy to cover. And we have a new short position right here with our system sell short here. So we'll call this one on the 240. We'll just call 1. This one looks really good. And on the daily time frame, so that's on the 240. This is on the daily. Look at the daily, guys. All right. And smooth price action here, right? Lower highs, lower lows, all red candles. Good selling there. Okay, so USD CNH, if you guys wanted to take advantage with your system, with your monster scalper system, okay? Dollar Swiss, okay? Be careful with the shorts like this, guys, where they come out of nowhere and they spike down. This short here is very different from USD CNH, okay? See how this is just spiking down? All right, you could see buyers come back in. We want nice and steady shorts, okay? So here, USD CNH, look, very different. This is very controlled selling here. Not as chaotic as USD CHF, okay? So yeah, be careful with shorting. All right, especially for our new traders here. Okay, USD CAD. All right, even this one here, right? We want more control shorting like this here. Okay. All right, longs. So Aussie pairs. So we have Aussie dollar, right? These are your safer trades, guys. Okay, so Aussie dollar. That's the inverse. Good long going there. Aussie New Zealand, nothing there. Aussie Swiss, nothing there. Aussie CAD, good long trade going there. Kiwi dollar, New Zealand dollar, a good long trade going there. Let's remove this. All right, so broke resistance here, good price action here. New Zealand CAD, all right, good trade going here. All right, so our new traders, I prefer you guys stay with the Aussie Kiwi pairs, all right, rather than shorting the dollar. Okay, our more experienced traders, you guys, you know what you're doing. You can short the dollar there. Okay, yen pairs in Monster Yen. Take a quick look. Most of these trades should have closed on the 60. All right, so Aussie closed, Aussie Yen closed. So not a bad trade here. So bought here, sold here. Sellers are coming in. We should be out. Aussie Yen, Euro Yen. All right, buy signal here, sell signal. Sellers are coming in. We should be out. New Zealand Yen, buy signal here, sell signal here. Sellers are coming in. We should be out. Notice where we buy, guys. We buy here on a break of resistance, sell on a break of support. We buy low, sell high. Sellers come in. We want to be out. Pound Yen, all right, very difficult trade here. Buy signal here, sell signal. Sellers are in. We should be out. And they're selling it this evening. Okay, so they're continuing to go short. All right, be careful there. In crypto's monster, let's take a look. All righty here. So Litecoin, guys, Litecoin. Remember, right? I know there are tons of cryptocurrencies out there. These are your majors. If the majors, Bitcoin is number one. All right, but you also have Ethereum, you have Litecoin. All right, if they're bearish, doesn't matter which coin you're trading. All right, there's a good chance that it will be bearish as well. Okay, so when we go through those majors, all right, we find that trend up or down. Okay, your individual coins will follow those the same trend of the majors. So if you're trading your cryptocurrency in isolation and not paying attention to the big, right, the majors, that's a problem. That's a problem. Okay, so Litecoin, guys, on the daily time frame, see here, we have a lot of selling here. So we're in the markdown phase. We should not be buying on the daily time frame. All right, on probably any time frame. Okay, so daily time frame we are selling. Let's take a quick look at the weekly here. Weekly time frame, sellers are on the weekly. So you have sellers on the weekly, sellers are on the daily, guys. Okay, so they're in control. We should be out. 60-minute time frame, no buy signals. That's Litecoin. Bitcoin Cash, these are your majors now. Okay, Bitcoin Cash, red candles here. It is consolidating. All right, it's not breaking down as much. Okay, but no buy signals. Okay. Ethereum, all right, mark up phase. Look here, mark up phase, mark down phase. This is when we should have been buying. All right, unless you're doing your long-term things. I know traders love to hold stuff for long term, but we are trading, right? So we're going to find our entry, our buy signals in the markup phase where buyers are in control. Green candles, get out as soon as sellers come in, and we should be out. Red candles, markdown phase, no buy signals on the 60-minute. Okay, so Ethereum in trouble as well. And Bitcoin, we talked about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is at a big support level here. All right, trading at 86, right? 85,000 is a big support here. If it breaks through that, then we have additional support levels below. Okay, so 80,000, 70,000, 50,000, and then 30,000 lower. Okay, I'm not saying that it will get to that price, but we just have to follow the process. Okay, follow the process. Okay. So support is here. Support here around 70. After 70, guys, we don't have any support until about 50,000. So 50,000 and then 30,000 here. Okay, so here we are here. Okay. All right, so that's a concern with Bitcoin. All right, stock boss. Let's run hit seeker here. We're gonna track 22,000 stocks. So stock box is not too bad. We've got 111 stocks in stock boss. All right, so small cap stocks in stock boss. Okay, basic materials, a ton of basic materials, guys. So they're still buying gold and silver. If you're trading with us and you're trading stock boss, all right, and you're trading Bull Master, and you're not trading metals, gold and silver, why are we doing this, right? Why are we doing this? Okay, so basic materials, guys. All right, that's what they're buying. If they're buying basic materials, we should be buying basic materials as well. All right, and we have a bunch of new ones here. These green, all these green here, these are new opportunities. Right, the institutions are buying. Okay, now there's healthcare as well. Healthcare is the second best sector. Okay, but you guys see what's going on with gold. You see what's going on with silver. They're not selling. They're continuing to hold. Why are we? That's what we should be buying. Okay, all right. So basic materials. We're gonna go through some of the price action here. These are all basic material stocks. And what we want to pay attention to is right here, that price action going up. We want to see green candles going up, not red candles coming down like these cryptocurrencies, right? That we just saw. Green candles going up to the right of your chart here, right? That means we are making money, right? Price is moving higher and we're making money. So these are basic materials. Look at that price action, okay? Basic materials, basic materials. That's what, if you're trading our system, stock boss, right? Our stock boss traders, that's the sector there, okay? All basic materials, look at that. All right. Find the ones. Now you can look for opportunities, not just coming out of the markdown phase, but reaccumulation. A lot of these are in the reaccumulation phase where you've got new buyers coming in. Okay. And then Bull Master. Let's take a look. So these are large caps, Bull Master. And let's run it. We've got 135, so 135. And again, basic materials. Tons of basic materials. All right. All right. Good price action. Look at that. Look at that there. Look at that. All basic materials. So that's what they're buying, guys. That's what we need to buy as well. Big institutions, that's where they're putting their capital. So we looked at the Mag 7s. Tech, guys, they're not buying tech. They're not buying the NASDAQ. Okay, look at this one here. All right, that buy signal came in. That's NEXA. Buy signal came in at $6 and change, trading at 13. And look at this. Just want to show you guys the price action. So you guys can see what they're buying, okay? All right, look at that there, okay? So basic materials, so stock boss traders, Bull Master traders, that's where you want to be. Our US 30 traders, and we'll be done. Metal. We want to look at metals, our metal system. NASDAQ, the NAS, nothing with the NAS, guys. Nothing with the NAS. So in the futures market, lots of consolidation on the daily and on the 60 on the NAS. On the US 30, you've got a short here. S&P, let's take a look at lots of consolidation on the S&P on both the weekly, the daily and the 60-minute time frame there. All right, nothing there. Monster Metals. And big congratulations to our Monster Metals traders. I've heard from a few of you. All right, good job, especially trading gold and silver. Lots of opportunities to trade on the 60-minute time frame. All right, weekly looks good. All right, but if you guys look here on the 60-minute time frame, really good opportunities to trade on the 60 minutes. So bought here, sold here, bought here, sold here, bought here, sold here, bought here, sold here, buy signal here, sold here, current buy signal. That current buy signal on the 60-minute came in at 44,887, trading at 5,047. Okay, so if you didn't buy the metals, you can certainly trade it. Okay, and if you missed it on the longer time frames, you can certainly trade it on the 60-minute. That 60-minute has gone. Let's take a look at the 30-minute. 30-minute time frame just recently opened, but a good trade there going. Okay, we'll keep it on the 60-minute. Silver also, guys, good trading on silver. Here's your weekly here, and on the 60-minute time frame, really good trading with silver on the 60-minute time frame. Okay, so our Monster Metals traders, big congratulations, all right, for hanging in there with silver. All right, bought here, sold here, buy signal here, sold here, bought here, sold here, bought here, sold here, bought here, sold here, bought here, sold here, buy signal, still holding. So we have one, let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 profitable trades, 7 straight profitable trades in a row in silver. Silver is at 107 and just keeps moving higher, guys. What can we say, right? Right. This is a good example of when the institutions, guys, get a hold of a market. All right, doesn't matter what we think, right? They run it up, and that's where we've got to go, right? So it doesn't matter what we want or what we like, all right? All right, So someone mentioned cryptocurrencies. Yeah, cryptocurrencies are great, but guess what? They're selling cryptocurrencies right now, right? So why would we even pay attention to cryptocurrencies, right? Right? If they're selling it, they're not buying it. They're selling it. Right? And it's gone from 124 to now, what, 86,000. And they're buying gold and silver. Why are we talking about cryptocurrencies? Why aren't we talking about gold and silver? Right? Why are we not trading gold and silver? Okay? Right? Good example. That's why we do this. So we need to know what they're buying currently, and then we buy what they buy. All right. I mean, there are traders right now sitting in cryptocurrencies that they might have bought at 110, 120, 90, and it keeps moving lower, while gold, silver is moving higher. Okay. Good lesson here. Good lesson. Good lesson here. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for coming. I will see everyone on Tuesday. Okay. If you guys need to reach me, you can get on our website, monstertradingsystems.com, or on our SKOOL community. There are links in the chat. Take care. Thanks for coming. Have a good evening.